It's your boy Ismula, and I'm back with another video for y'all. I told y'all, man, it's season 2, and this is what we do. So right out the gate, y'all, I gotta get right into it because 24 teams is a lot, and y'all know that, man. And y'all know me, like I'm a go getter. Last year, I believe, if we check the stats, I was over 90% correct. I won that like 90 out of 90% of my leagues. This year's gonna be a little bit different, definitely. The reason why I say that is because there was a couple like drafts that were auto drafts, so I'm throwing in a little bit of a mixed bag. I did really well last season, so I'm throwing in a little bit of a mixed bag with allowing some teams to be auto drafted where I don't have anybody in the queue, some other teams to be drafted that I do have players in the queue, just to kind of see what the overall numbers would be. But if you look at you know the teams overall, I think you'll get the picture of what I'm aiming for. And at the same time, there's different strategies that I want you guys to look out for this year. Okay, we're going to be doing some live drafts here on Twitch for you guys, and this will be loaded up to YouTube as well. So you'll get a full idea of what we're looking at. You'll have pretty much a big picture idea of what are the different possibilities, for my teams. What can I look for? Who should I target, and why? So that's what we're trying to do. And that's what we're aiming to do today. Is exactly that. So far, I'm currently in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 leagues. So there's about 7 more slots. There's 7 more teams I can be a part of before I hit the ESPN Max. I think it's about 6 or 7 because one of them is like an ad that they do just to make sure that you're like, understanding who they're being sponsored by. But I'm going to start off with the first team. This is my own league. It's unlike any other league you're ever going to see because I created it, I designed it. It's the high point scoring league. I announced it last year. We're going into season 3 of it. This year, there's money on the table for the first time ever. Winner takes the pot. So it went from a 12-man league down to 8. And in this year's theme, it's called the High Rollers versus the VIP. So it's buddies that I've been friends with on the East Coast and the West Coast, and still friends to this day. And this is my squad. I had the champion of last season. He had the first pick in the draft. He took the number 1 pick overall. I came in at the number 2 pick, and then so on and so forth. So at the number 2 pick in the draft, I was able to draft C.J. Stroud, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Ayuk, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, the Bears defense, and Harrison Butker as my starting kicker. Now you're going to see these projected points is what they are projected to do in game 1. Okay, now the reason why you're seeing 300 and 100 is because in my league, the quarterback gets a point for every single passing yard. It's 6 points for touchdowns for any position. Running back gets a point for every rushing yard. Of course, 6 points for a touchdown. Receivers, they don't get points for every catch that they make. It's like, does a quarterback get points for every completion? No. Does a receiver get points for catching a football? No, that's their job. Does a running back, get a point for every handoff? No, that's their job. But they do get a point for every yard that they receive. You know what I'm saying? So that does add up quite a bit. So that's why we're seeing these high numbers. That's why it's a high point scoring league. As we see last year, so fantasy points right here, this is what they put up last year in total points in my league. This is what they averaged last year as well. So these are all good things. And I'm feeling pretty confident with this team. I'm going to show you how I was able to draft this, what strategy I specifically used to draft this team. It can work. I've tested it out on several mock drafts. It can work on pretty much almost any type of draft, any league. I mean, if I do worry if you're in like a 16-man league, it could get a little dicey because depending on where what pick you have in the draft, you might lose out on some picks. So I would recommend this strategy that I'm getting ready to go over. Any league that you're drafting in that's a 10-man or less, okay? A 10-man league or less, this is a really good strategy that I find. Listen, I know a lot of football. I know a lot of players. I understand the why behind it. I also understand the detail that goes into it, and primarily how these players are actually going to be able to produce week in and week out because of who they have around them, which is also very, very important as well. So that's my starters. Now, off the bench, guys, Brock Purdy, with all the weapons that he has, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk got the contract. That's why you got the starter, okay? We're eliminating the distractions. Any player who either doesn't have a contract or is still in contract negotiations or has any question mark for health or any coming off of an injury that that could still potentially be lingering of any kind. That's the order of or filter that I'm using to make my picks. Okay, because health is very, very important. We're going into an 18-week season. I need the guys are at their healthiest and are in tip-top shape. That's going to last me, hopefully, the entire duration of the season. I know injuries are going to happen, but hopefully, with the 12-player roster like basketball, I can keep as many fresh bodies as possible on my start on my bench. But off my bench, super excited. DeAndre Swift gets the starting role. And we're going to be looking at this, guys. This is what goes into factoring why I make my picks. And this is what I highly recommend. Looking at the depth chart for the teams. I know it might be harder to see my screen. I can try to zoom out so you can see exactly what I'm pulling up. Let me do that really quickly for you guys to help you out. Just so you can have a better idea of a better view of what I'm looking at. All right, cool. I'll slide this puppy over for you. But yeah, so first things first, I'm looking at the. It might be cut off a little bit, but I'll walk you through it. I'm looking at the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago Bears depth chart. Okay, and what I'm seeing here is that DeAndre Swift is a starter. Okay, these are important in drafting a guy because if you have a starter on your bench, right? If God forbid, one of my guys goes down, I have another player coming off my bench who's a starter on their current team and isn't the second or third string that might not get any touches. So when it comes into the middle of the season, I'm going up against a solid team who has the majority of his starters, um, you know, on the roster or like playing in the game. It's gonna be very, very important that I do that. So I think that's going to be key. So it's just make sure that you have your ducks in a row. Okay. So what I'm looking for isn't just the guys who are eye popping, but I'm looking for starters, go-to guys that are going to get targets, who are going to get the football. That's what I'm looking to draft on my team. So this is what it looks like right here. So DeAndre Swift, starting running back for the Chicago Bears. Tank Dell, we know he's a go-to target. He is coming off that gunshot wound. Being at the wrong place, wrong time, so that may factor in towards later on in the season. I hope it doesn't. I'm banking on the fact that because the Houston Texans have Stephon Diggs, they have Dalton Schultz, they have Nico Collins, they have Joe Mixon, that he will actually be pretty fresh for the most part because he isn't having to go 10 to 20 catches per game, right? He can do a lot with 5 to 8 catches, 10 targets. He can make that work. Brian Robinson Jr., he gets the nod for Washington. Austin Eckler is the backup. I do expect to see Austin Eckler in the rotation because, gone are the days of 20, 30 carries for running backs per game. So he will be rotated in. But whoever's a starter, I want him on my team. Aaron Jones, they got from Minnesota. They got rid of Madison. I believe he's with the Raiders in Las Vegas. Aaron Jones is now the guy. He is coming off an injury from last year, I believe, with the Packers, but he did end last season well. So that is a bright spot for him. I believe it was a hamstring injury. I'm hoping that he because he came back, finished strong, had the offseason to prepare, that he's ready to go. And as good as I think he is, of a running back, I am also pretty tempted to put him in that flex position simply because he's going up against the New York Giants, and we know their defense could be abysmal, especially against stopping the run. And Travis Etienne, he's going on the road versus Miami, where we know with Calvin Ridley no longer being in Jacksonville, Travis Etienne may be a primary target along with Evan Ingram to play through as far as Trevor Lawrence being a go-to target. Miami knows that. So if they stop Etienne, they have a really good shot at winning that game. So they're going to load the box and also do some disguise some defensive coverages because they're also going to want to try and get Travis Etienne into open space. So he's projected to do 88, and Aaron Jones is right behind him, only 2 points behind him with an 86, going up against a much weaker defense in New York Giants. And I can say that, even as a fan of New York, I know what type of team we are, especially on defense. I am tempted because I think Travis might have a pretty hard time having a lot of success with Miami in their season opener. I expect them to be flying out the gates on defense. So I'm very tempted. That's something I'm going to keep a close eye on before kickoff takes place on Sunday at 1 p.m. to see if I am going to truly make that move. But chat, let me know what you think I would do. I'm going to definitely get into as far as making some live picks here so you guys can have an idea, okay, depending on where I'm at, what strategy I can use, and I'll just try to get through as many drafts as I can for you to help you out because we're about 48 hours away from the season starting. A lot of people think that Sunday is going to be the first game of the season. We have the Chiefs and the I would say the Ravens. The Chiefs and the Ravens kicking things off on Thursday for a Thursday night matchup. Pretty much a rematch of that AFC Championship game. So you have about less than 48 hours to get your team drafted, join this fantasy league, stop waiting around, just do it, have something to do on the side, and just creates and adds an extra layer of excitement during the work week or even on the weekend for you to whatever game you have, whatever station, whatever team you're getting, to be able to still enjoy some quality football because who knows, you're the player that you drafted, maybe the one on TV. You can, if you feel like, hey, I want to watch this live and cheer for my guy on my fantasy team, or I'm going to not watch the game at all because I get too much anxiety and spend some time with the family and then check in later to see how my guy did. However you want to do it, and still create something for you to do or not do. That way you can kind of have some enjoyment and excitement when you go up against and compete against colleagues, friends, and neighbors. So moving on, Courtland Sutton, he was a go-to guy for Russell Wilson, believe it or not. I mean, I just want to piggyback off of Aaron Jones. How do I know he had a pretty solid season? I just click on his name, and then you can go to complete stats. It should show, well, at least you get to see his carries. Let me see, 2023. Well, it's actually not showing what I thought it would. But if you, I like the phone app a lot better. If you draft on a phone app, which I highly recommend, always drafting on the phone. Okay, here it is. It shows on the first screen. I always get that mixed up. Okay, so start off from the top. Aaron Jones. Don't even click on anything. Just scroll down, and you'll see show more. So you see he came out the season pretty hot. I mean, in my league, over 100 points for any player. It's very, very good. For any skill player guy, I would say for a quarterback, you definitely want that, 200, 250 and up. But for a running back, 100 points, that's solid. So he came out the gate hot, buck 50, buck 40, buck 45, 69, that was hurt. Out for 3 weeks, came back slow, kind of picked it up against Pittsburgh, then popped off against the Rams, dipped down a little bit against Minnesota, pretty average against Denver, out for 2 more weeks, had a bad game against Detroit, out for 2 more weeks, and then he finished strong with a big game against Chicago. So if you take my word as is verbatim, as the whole truth, nothing but the truth, he had a great solid. Well, actually, I read this inadverted. Okay, so that's not good. So scroll down and start over. Okay, third time's a charm. Aaron Jones. Don't click on anything if you're on your PC or desktop. Click show more, and it's actually the opposite. So week 1. Came out the gate hot against Chicago. Okay, then he was out for 2 weeks, had a bad game against Detroit, out for week 5 and 6, then was kind of like average, average, popped off against the Rams, average, dipped down against the Chargers. Out for 3 more weeks, and there we go. 15, 6-9, pretty solid. 145, 140, and ended strong against Chicago at 151. So he's coming into this season with some momentum and in a different team and system, which can provide new life and new excitement, especially with a solid offensive line to do some damage for your fantasy football team. So that's how I got that information. Corner sign, same thing. Solid for me, week in and week out. In this high point scoring league, probably not the most juiciest player, but in my standard, like, extra points league where it's like, 10 or 20, he did pretty solid for me week in. He was reliable in that department. He wouldn't be my top pick as far as like this league goes, but hey, I'll take 60, 70, 80 points for my receiver if he can give me that consistently, and that's what he pretty much did for me. Dalton Schultz, I expect his production to probably dip down a little bit with so many receivers to throw to, but at the same time, that could also open up a lot of opportunities for the tight end, where the DBs are like double covering the guys on the outside, leaves the tight end wide open across the middle, or Joe Mixon starts popping off in the ground game, play action, easy dump off to the tight end to pick up some yardage, which I hope they'll probably get him going, especially in the red zone for some points, or even on some third and short situations to kind of fool the defense. Brock Purdy, quarterback, we know who he is. On the bench week 1, I got C.J. Stroud against Indianapolis. I can't pass up that opportunity. I think Brock Purdy might have a little bit of a hard time against the Jets, but at the same time, with so many weapons around him, he's still going to have solid success, and he's a great backup in case I get into a pinch. That is my first team. I know I threw a lot at you, but pretty much just breaking it down. If you're in the draft, what we're doing is we're seeing C.J. Stroud. Do we want to pick him over Patrick Mahomes, whatnot? We don't know. We click on his name. We scroll down. We go to show more. We see what he did week over week. And look at these numbers in his high point scoring league. 260, 400, 300, 300. I mean, my goodness. What I look at is any games under 100. And if we get into a normal point scoring league, it's going to be any games under 10 points. And then how many, and I include weeks, whether it was a bye week or a week that this team played, but he didn't, into that factoration, right? Because we're looking for not just productivity, we're looking for availability as well. And durability is important. So right here we had 1, 2, 3 weeks where he was not in play, and a 4th week against the Jets where he performed under 100 points. Okay, so that'd be 4 in comparison to other quarterbacks who may have 2, may have 1, may have 7. That's how I determine who's my starter and who's my backup. So look at Brock Purdy. We'll do the same thing for him. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 in only 2 weeks. Okay, where he performed under 100 points, it just wasn't available. Every other week was over 100. So this is why I say he's a great backup, because he could come in and be my starter at any given Sunday. All right, it's all about, okay, I like C.J. Stroud. I think it's going to be a big year for him with all the weapons he has around him. But if he starts to decline, or God forbid gets injured, or isn't producing the numbers that I'm hoping for, I can plug in Brock Purdy, no problem, and my team moves on. So that is how we draft. That's how we pick. But overall, to summarize, this strategy is one of the top strategies that I've used, especially in mock draft, and I decided to use it here because the opportunity was just way too good to pass up. This is the top three running backs off the board first. Then I draft two receivers. Then I draft my quarterback. Then I draft my tight end. So once again, I'm picking 3 top running backs first. Then I'm drafting 2 receivers. Then I'm drafting my quarterback. Then I'm drafting my tight end. So let's just go ahead and see. Okay, in comparison, we'll do a mock draft right now. Let's see if I can duplicate this team. I'm not sure if I'll be able to duplicate it, pick by pick, but I'm going to do my absolute best for you guys, just so you can have an idea. Okay, what would this look like for me? Okay, what this guy is saying? What is Mullah talking about? All right, his team looks great, but how can I make it work for me? What would it look like if I did this? So we're gonna do this from scratch. I'm gonna try and get into another team here. Get another team. All right, here we go. Join a public league. Oh, we're gonna do a lot because, like I said, this is all a part of the 24 out of 24 leagues that we're going to be a part of. So, like I said, I could do one today, I could do one tomorrow, I could get through as many as I can today. Just be patient. It's going to be a long stream. Let me know what you think. I try a different strategy. I'll show you another team that I used in a normal point system. You can take a look and see how that'll line up for you. And if it does work out, perfect. If it doesn't, just drop it in the chat, drop it in the comment section. Let me know which team you think is the best, what strategy you would move forward with, and how your season ended at the end of the season. I think it's going to be really great in regards for a strategy to use, but I will highlight the ones that I believe are the best, the ones that I do have question marks about, and then we'll have some ones that we just leave up to chance. So we're gonna do pro. I'll play against anyone, anytime. Get extra points for catches by receivers. Why not? Those are gonna be the easiest leagues to find. If you go with beginner, you may be sitting in the draft lobby for a while. If you go with no points per reception, everybody wants extra points. They don't want to do that stuff. Salary cap, you really want to have a group of buddies who are actually going to be patient, take the time to do all this. If not, just throw a snake in there. We're going to draft now. Okay, join league. Let's see. Enter edit pre-draft rankings. I don't care. Ooh, I could do that though. Let's see. I never tried that before. I guess not. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Return to draft waiting room. I thought I could like pick my slot. So look how quickly I got a lobby. Really quickly. So it looks like the team is already filled up. All right. Jacob's Supreme Team. Eli should just use those things right there. So we got 3 minutes to count down. Edit team setting. I'm going to put this to is Moolah live on Twitch team. Alrighty. Exclamation point, because we're live on Twitch. And I can only do 4 letters here, so we're going to do Twitch. That looks pretty good. Hang on. Let's do... Yeah, I was going to do a W-C-H. No. Twitch. Whatever. Let's see. What's the best thing? Twitch. Let's see. Twitch-ish. Does that work for you guys? How about live? Bam. All caps. Live. Save changes. We'll worry about continue the traffic. We'll worry about the actual logo and whatnot later. Right now is Moolah live on Twitch. That sounds really cool. I might even see if I can even add on Ismula _ TV. Okay, no, I can't do that. All right, so we tried. Okay. Changes you made may not be saved. That's fine. Just don't leave the lobby. I left the lobby and I got a pop up. That's cool. Ah! Awesome. Customer reward program. That's exactly what I was looking for. Let's just make sure that I'm not in any other random. Sometimes, okay, it's my inspiring team. Okay, cool. I'm back. It's my live on Twitch team. What the heck is going on? Okay. Thank you for the offer, buddy. I'm trying to do a draft here. Hello. Alright, we're just gonna leave it at that. My goodness. If I get another pop-up, I'm gonna have to leave. So I don't ruin it. Alright, so Isma live on Twitch team. Here we go. Okay. So 4th pick in the draft. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-man leagues. What we're looking for, okay? Woo! So let's get it popping. Sometimes when you do too much, technology just doesn't want to work for you. So that's what happened. Alright, so 4th pick. My number is 4 now. That's my number. That is my number. I'm the youngest of 4, born on the 4th day of April, and I won't tell you the year. Yes, sir. All right, so listen, guys, we are getting ready to go live on this draft. Okay? Who's excited? Enter the draft now. Sometimes the quicker you enter the draft, the better spot you get. Technology is weird, but it may update your draft spot. So if you see yourself as fourth or fifth, it's not always the whole truth, nothing but the truth. It's sometimes like just what they feel like putting you in at the point in time. So I actually get the first pick in the draft. So maybe I should have waited a little bit, but it may come back and help me around the bend. All right, so we're drafting in 2 minutes and change. So here we go. All right, like we talked about, Christian McCaffrey, okay, is injured. He has a calf. All right, so we got Bijan Robinson, Brees Hall. I'm probably not going to be able to get Tyreek Hill, but this is the first strategy. So, first strategy, what we're doing, we're going to go with 3 running backs. Okay, this actually looks kind of good on the desktop because I get to really see like how many picks I have to wait before I pick again. Boy, is it a long time. So I gotta make sure that first pick is someone who I'm without a doubt confident that they're gonna be available, ready, and injury free. So let's take a quick look while we have the time. Bijan Robinson, 2024 projection, averaging almost 300 points per game. That is insane, okay? Reason why we look at that is because 2023, he averaged about 246. We expect his production to go up because honestly, it's really just him and Drake London on offense. Like that's what the team's gonna be. How do I know that? I checked the Atlanta Falcons depth chart, and it'll tell me. I go Falcons. I don't want to spend too much time because I don't want to miss my slot in the draft. But Falcons depth chart. I know I'm a little sideways. For you guys, might not be able to see it, but Bijan Robinson, Drake London, I get more pop-ups. Oh my gosh, okay. I don't think that they want me to do any other pop-ups, any other like looks over here. So I'm gonna try my best to like help you guys otherwise, because this is really getting annoying. But what I do is I check the depth chart for the team, and I know that like how they're gonna run their offense through Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Okie dokie. Brees Hall is not a bad pick either. Like, let's see, 289 as well, 289.4, 292.8. CeeDee Lamb, he's out right now, but the out really just keeping him off the roster since he didn't really train enough in the preseason. But he'll be ready for week 1. But still, it's just a little bit of drama surrounding him. I'd probably stay away from him, but it's not like he's actually injured, so you can probably go ahead and pick him up. Okay, so I got my queue right here. I got my current roster. We're gonna go with your boys. Yo, we live, we lit, and we going with Bijan Robinson for the first pick in the NFL draft. Kaboom! And if you want to go with Christian McCaffrey, you can, guys. I just don't trust that calf with the workload that they put on him to last him the entire season. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I'm usually not about this stuff. We got an 18-week season. They put the whole entire offense on his back, and deservingly so. He was that dude, and he still is. But if it was the opportunity for the San Francisco 49ers to capitalize on the premier, peak prime, and outstanding shine of Christian McCaffrey to help you win a Super Bowl, that was last year, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe it's going to happen this year. Brandon Ayuk holding out, finally got the deal done. Great. Trent Williams wants this deal to get done. Christian McCaffrey got a lingering calf muscle. I mean, it's just too much going on this year where I feel like it's a lot of distractions. Less about football. And that's where you run into either players not healthy or just lacking production and quality. So we know we're gonna do a 3 running back pick first. I'm gonna like continue on with this. Like I said, it is my league, so I get very competitive and like really like, I gotta make this next move for myself. But I'm gonna queue up the guys, of course, that I know that I want. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, excuse me, AJ Brown. You have to wait. As far as running backs, and I could just change it to the position since I don't even want to be distracted by anybody else. Jahmyr Gibbs, he has, I believe, some type of injury with his hamstring. Yeah, hamstring injury right there. So we're gonna stay away from him. Kyren Williams, he's a beast. He's a dog. I mean, he got injured a little bit, halfway through the season, I believe. Yeah, he was out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 weeks. But when he did play, as you can see, we're looking at a pro high, head-to-head point scoring league. He did pretty well as far as what he averaged. only had 1, 2 games that he actually played out under 10 points. So that's pretty good. So definitely a workhorse for the team right there. So we'll definitely cue him up. Isaiah Pacheco, we know in that Kansas City Chiefs offense, he thrives, right? He was also out a couple weeks. So, roll the dice on him. If you want Travis Etienne, we know is solid. Alvin Kamara, James Cook are the guys I'm going to draft up in order. And then after them, Derrick Henry, I don't trust anymore. Rachaad White, believe it or not, I mean, he gets a lot of touches for Tampa Bay. So they utilize him pretty well on the offense. And look at the numbers. From week 7 through 16, I mean, just straight solid numbers, bro. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 weeks under 10 points. So I got 5 weeks for Mr. White here. Pacheco, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks under 10. You see what I'm saying? So I would queue up Rachaad White over Isaiah Pacheco. It's just simple math. Granted, that is last season, but hey, it's only last season, right? So I'm not gonna go jump on somebody else. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna let the numbers tell me the truth, and the numbers don't lie. So we want the top 3. Hopefully, we can get these guys. I mean, listen, understand what this strategy does do for you guys. At the same time, we are losing production from the wide receiver. Okay, if I'm picking up these guys, if I pick up the top running backs, the flip side is over here on the right hand side. Oh, I'm not on the clock. On the right hand side, we're losing the top receivers: CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. They're all being gone. So we're gonna have to trust our guns that that 3rd, 4th round, we can pull out some studs here, and it's Chris Olave, Mike Evans, Michael Pitt Jr., Nico Collins. If these guys are still available, our cutoff as far as star receivers will probably be Tank Dell. Okay, anybody below Tank Dell, I don't want as my starter. So my goal after I pick my top 3 running backs is to get as high up on the board as possible, and then factor in, okay, who do they have a quarterback throwing them the football? Are they a premier target in the offense? How many other receivers on that team need the football, right? So how many targets will they actually be getting this season? That's what I take into consideration. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With a 10-man league, that's pretty good. I doubt the next 10, league members or league owners are gonna pick all these top 10 guys in a row. They're probably not. So I'll be able to probably land pretty well, especially being the number 1 pick in the draft. I'll get 2 picks back to back, which would definitely help me in that favor. But within that same breath, if I'm looking at running backs, we just queued up Kyren Williams. We know he's a top target in the offense. We got Alvin Kamara, James Cook. So what's up? I'm gonna go with health and production. Kyren Williams, listen, I'm just a little bit nervous about him. He's healthy, but I mean, these numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out, that's tough. Okay, Alvin Kamara, we know it's just him and Chris Olave, all right? He was also out last season too. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 under 10. I have back-to-back picks, so it doesn't really matter. I think James Cook and Alvin Kamara, it just feels a little bit more juicy for me. And let's see, James Cook productivity, only out for 1 week in the season. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, well, I'm going to draft Alvin Kamara. And I'm going to mix up, and I'm going to draft. Should I draft Rachaad White? I mean, I think he's just a good guy. He's just a good guy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 weeks. 5 weeks, Kyren Williams. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Oh Lord. James Cook, we know he's the offense right now for Buffalo. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight as well. Holy cow. But I mean, we got Derrick Henry as well on a new team with the Ravens. Should I give him a second chance? He kind of let me down last year. We're gonna go James Cook. We're gonna go James Cook. So I have Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, and James Cook. I mean, if I was playing against anybody and I saw that as a running back and flex duo, I'd be pretty scared. Now we're gonna focus on wide receivers, and we're gonna try and get some top premier guys on our team to make sure. And also, what that does too for people who do still need running backs, I mean, they gotta go with like guys who like may get targeted, right? This does leave the rest of the league in kind of in a bit of shambles, or just very limited on picks for their team. I think Derrick Henry is pretty banged up. Yeah, will he get touches in the Ravens? But yes, but that for some reason the Ravens offense more runs through Lamar Jackson's running than they actually do on the ground game of the running back, just because they haven't had a healthy running back that last entire season. Derrick Henry didn't even produce that much last season, so I don't feel confident in him. But Bijan Robinson, healthy. Alvin Kamara, he had a little banged up. James Cook. Bijan Robinson, right, we talked about Atlanta Falcons. It's the quarterback, Drake London, and the running back. Alvin Kamara is the quarterback, Chris Olave, and Alvin Kamara. Buffalo, it's literally Josh Allen and James Cook. Name one of the receivers we don't know, right? We got Curtis Samuel, we got a rookie in Keon Coleman, and we got Dalton Kincaid. These are primarily, if this is like a big three at that franchise, and the running back is a top 10 running back in the league, that's who I'm targeting. Derrick Henry, once upon a time, was AKA King Henry in Tennessee. Last year, didn't even hear about him. Kyren Williams definitely busted on the scene in LA, and then got injured for quite a bit. He was out for of the season for a while, right? How healthy is he? We don't know, right? And we don't know. And can I trust him over the entire season? I don't know that. Travis Etienne, we saw he's going up against Miami week 1. Yeah, it's Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and company, right? Evan Ingram and company. But unfortunately, Travis Etienne didn't really put up the numbers, the gaudy numbers that I hoped he would week over week. He probably can, and I believe this year he probably will. But we're gonna see week 1 in Miami. I don't know if I want to sit in that position week 1, hoping that he performs at a level that I know he can, rather than picking players that I know no matter what they're gonna bring it. So here we are, focusing on receivers now. Let's see if we can get DK Metcalf. I'll queue him up. Michael Pittman Jr., Nico Collins, that'd be good. DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp. We know Cooper Kupp production might go back up again because of the injury to Puka Nacua, who's questionable. Just drinking some juice. Michael Pittman Jr., Anthony Richardson is back. Nico Collins, he just got a new contract. That's another one of CJ Stroud's favorite targets. Zay Flowers, we know he's a top target for Lamar Jackson. It's really Lamar, Zay Flowers, and Mark Andrews. T. Higgins also going to be solid because Jamar Chase has had a new contract. Okay, so I'm back to back on this, and I'm going to go with Nico Collins. And my second pick is going to be, DJ Moore with a rookie quarterback and Caleb Williams. I don't know. I like Cooper Kupp. I don't trust a rookie Malik Neighbors yet. You got to earn it. DJ Moore last season, how many under 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cooper Kupp, how many should you have? Oh Lord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh Lord. Zay Flowers. How much does Zay have? It's getting dicey. I got 5 seconds. I'm gonna go DJ Moore. I'm gonna go DJ Moore. Cooper Cup. He had to really shoulder the load last year because of the injury to Kyron Williams. But he also wasn't targeted as much as I had hoped because of the production that the Rams are getting from Puka Nacua. But Nico Collins, DJ Moore, pretty excited about those picks. Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, James Cook. These aren't bad picks at all. I'll still queue up these guys for backups. Chris Godwin, George Cookins. I said George Cookins. George Pickens. Stephon Diggs, I mean, I think he's pretty washed up. I'm sorry. Like, will he have a good season on the Texans? Yeah, but I feel like he might be turning into more and more of a diva. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. Look at this. From week 1 to week 9, just popping off. Maybe he was just simply just unhappy in Buffalo, but you know, with Nico, Tank Dell, who are just fresh, like really have built that chemistry with CJ Stroud from the ground up. I see them more as being like the 1-2 option, and Stephon Diggs maybe being like a third or fourth. But we'll see. I mean, it's so tempting, right? When you have these guys still on the table, handful of picks away. If they're still available, you want to jump on them because it's really limited at wide receiver. Running back, you know, still got some guys on the board also still really juicy. But at the same time, we have to go based off of need, right? Do I want to start building up my bench before I lock in a quarterback or tight end? I don't know. Let's see who's available. We still have our man CJ Stroud. All right, so let's cue him up. I don't trust Anthony Richardson yet. I know he had a pretty decent season before he was out for a while. But listen, look at this. Like, when he was in, pretty solid with an out for the rest of the season. I mean, he's got to, once again, earn it with me. If I can't get CJ Stroud, I like Jordan Love. I think he's going to be playing inspired football again at Green Bay. So I would definitely, he'd be high on my list in drafting a quarterback as far as just having him as a starter. If I can't get either of those two guys, I don't know why people aren't picking Tua Tagovailoa, but with the weapons he has in Miami, Waddle, A-Chain, Mostert, and Tyreek Hill, he's definitely up there for me as well. I think for Anthony Richardson, it's just Michael Pittman Jr. I don't really know anybody else on that team that can play at a high level. Yeah, Kyler Murray, he could definitely make things happen with his feet. But I just don't. For me, I just would never draft Kyler Murray as like my starting quarterback for some reason. I just, even though he's putting up solid numbers, I just can't see myself having him at the quarterback position. For some reason, I just can't. I don't have anything about him. I feel like he has talent around him. And, you know, like I said before, when I was live on IG, he doesn't watch film, right? So I can't, if you're a quarterback who's questioning about your work ethic off the field, I can't trust you with the keys to my offense to manage my team week, in and week out. So tight ends, we know we're still pretty slim here. So because I'm double, I have 2 picks back to back, I'm probably going to go quarterback tight end here. Doesn't really matter the order, but I will queue up Evan Ingram. I think he'll have a solid year this year. George Kittle, like we all know, we all love George Kittle, but unfortunately he isn't really targeted as much as we'd like on the San Francisco 49 defense. I mean offense. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks where he's under 10 points. Like, I don't know about that. Everybody's saying stay away from Kyle Pitts. I mean, and that's the reason why. A dozen games under 10 points. So I think the best bet here is probably Evan Ingram. You know, does he have a handful of numbers, a handful of weeks under 10 points as well? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I think his production is going to go up this year. We're literally just being him, which is just so much inconsistency at that wide receiver position. I feel like Evan Ingram's going to have a breakout year with Trevor Lawrence. We'll see if we can get him. Backups, of course, be like Dalton Schultz. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, Tyler Conklin might be a good idea. Jake Ferguson really has to step into that role. Hawkinson looks like he's out. Pat Fryermuth for the Steelers. I don't even know if the Steelers quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields will be able to get him the ball, but definitely some guys to keep an eye out for. All right, so who do I have queued up? Quarterback, we got CJ Stroud. Drafted him. Okay. Tight end, George Kittle is available. Looks like they picked up Evan Ingram. Bummer. That's what we wanted to, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so we got San Francisco has Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel. I mean, he's the most logical pick, but I really wanted Evan Ingram. That's what happens in the draft. You don't always get what you want. Kyle Pitts, they saying don't draft him. I mean, yeah, I will pick him up if I had to choose. If I'm gonna head to head and I have Dalton Schultz and I'm going against George Kittle, I'd be nervous. So I'll draft George here. So far our team is looking pretty stacked, y'all. C.J. Stroud, Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, George Kittle, and James Cook. That is pretty insane. So we'll start from the top, and then what I do as far as like the bench strategy, I kind of go a trade off. I do usually running back receiver, just for balance. If it's a really like top notch receiver on the board, I may pick up two receivers. With me having back to back picks, I may just go running back receiver right then and there. If I have two really good running backs available, I may just go two running backs. It all depends on how I'm feeling, but we got to see whichever one gets more dicey. As far as Zamir White, a lot of people are saying online that they don't trust him to be their starter, and I see why. Not only did he get a dozen, under 10-point performances, but we also had negative performances. It could be because he may have been a backup at the time, but I'm going to stay away from Zamir White and Javonte Williams. Although Javonte did do some pretty good things in certain weeks, just overall consistency wasn't there. Brian Robinson Jr., I think he's going to have a pretty solid year this year, although we saw a little bit of up and down performances last season. I think with the new quarterback, he's going to be solid. My top pick will be David Montgomery. I know people fear the fact that it could be a Jahmyr Gibbs show, but Jahmyr Gibbs right now is coming off of a hamstring injury, and hamstrings you don't want to mess around with. Ask Aaron Jones. So I'm going to go with David Montgomery first. Then I would love to have Brian Robinson Jr. Najee Harris, because the Pittsburgh offense as a whole, both quarterbacks are slow to get the ball out of their hands, and there's just offensive line barely blocking for either of them because the confidence is there. I don't expect the offensive line now to open up holes for Najee Harris. So removing him from that, but because he's a starter, I'll keep him queued up. Tajee Spears and Tony Pollard is going to be a great 1-2 punch. So if you have like a situation like me, right, where I have the opportunity to get two guys, I could just get Tajee Spears and Tony Pollard. But the situation with that is, if I have a situation where I put them both in as my RB1 and RB2, when my guys have a bye week, then I have a potential chance of each of them putting up 5 points because they both aren't able to have success at the same time. So I may go for a guy who are pretty up there. Looks like my guy, Dave Montgomery, has been off the board, which is a huge bummer because I really like Dave Montgomery, but we have to go say bye-bye to him. And have a backup plan. We got Brian Robinson Jr., we got Tony Pollard, Tajee Spears, Austin Eckler. Remember, he's a backup to Brian Robinson Jr. Okay, Devin Singletary is the starter. We want starters. Ezekiel Elliott, another starter. Gus Edwards, they get the nod for the Chargers. He's a starter. Chuba Hubbard is a starter. And that's my cutoff. Zach Moss is also the starter for Cincinnati. So that's what we want right there. But honestly, look, Zamir White is the starter for Vegas, so I may give him a chance, but I won't for this video. Let's see. Okay, we're working on our bench right now. Some people think, it's a good idea to get a kicker now to round out your starting group, but I'll queue up Harrison Butker, but I'm not going to pick him this early. I need a bench. So wide receivers, who's available at the wide receiver position? Ooh, we got Zay Flowers still on the board. We know he's a go-to target for Lamar. Jalen Reed, I'm expecting to have a big year on Green Bay. Christian Watson will have a solid year. Roman Duze, look for his route running. They're comparing him to Devontae Adams to show up and show out, especially if Caleb Williams can stay healthy. Xavier Worthy might be a good option. I'm shocked they have Deontay Johnson this high up, on Carolina. Maybe they're seeing something that I'm not. I'll put him up there. Keenan Allen, questionable. I wonder why. I know he was pretty banged up last season after going off for like 50 points on fantasy football, or 45.6, excuse me. He was out for a week, then pretty solid, out for the rest of the season. So just keep an eye on him. I may go like a 1-and-1 punch here, Jacoby Myers, and that'll probably be my cutoff. But I'll probably have to go running back receiver here. Let's see who we have at RB. Okay. Okay. Javonte Williams. I just don't see him as my guy. Yeah, I can't trust him. I think Brian Robinson, 185, 178, and then we have Ezekiel 172, and then for receiver, Chris Godwin, pretty high up. Yeah, 214. He's probably the second option in that Tampa Bay offense. We know Mike Evans is a go-to. Then right behind him is Chris Godwin, Keenan Allen right there. What is his health? They're saying questionable, so we're staying away from any question marks. Christian Watson. We'll go Chris Godwin, and then running back we're gonna take Brian Robinson Jr. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a solid year. So look at that. Already two guys on our backup, solid receiver and a solid running back. And then honestly, just so I can breathe a little bit better, I'll probably go with another running back receiver, and then maybe throw in a kicker if I can get him. If you want to throw in a kicker, you can. It's just understanding they're not going to get you the bulk of your points in fantasy football. But at the same time, it might not be a bad idea because you want your starters to have the best opportunity for success. Looks like they're pretty high on the Browns this year. I like what I'm going to see from the Jets. I think the Cowboys are also going to be good. The Dolphins, I'm shocked at 116. I'm projecting the Dolphins to really have a breakout year. So it looks like somebody already drafted a defense. Or maybe not. So yeah, these are like the top defenses here. So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Do I get a kicker in defense now? Maybe. Maybe not. But, because it would put my running back situation in a bit of a sticky situation. So I'm the type of person I really like to lock up my bench first. Just to have as much confidence there as possible. That in case when my guys go down, I have not a kicker, but a solid receiver. So Adam Thielen is my cutoff. Curtis Samuel, he's questionable. Interesting. For Buffalo. I wonder why. Let's see. Limited. Samuel is practicing in at least a limited capacity while wearing full pads, but he injured his toe. Okay. Adam Thielen is a go-to target for the Panthers. Joshua Palmer is the wide receiver 1. Don't sleep on him too much. But if you do sleep on him, I understand why. A lot of missed weeks there. So, yeah, that my cutoff would be Adam Thielen. Marquise Brown's questionable. Man, so many question marks going into the season. DeAndre Hopkins, he barely performed for me last season, so I probably won't ever draft him again. Just didn't he wasn't there when I needed him to be there for me at the receiver position. Jameson Williams, I think I had to pick him up in like free agency. That he gave me more what I was looking for on waiver wire than he did when he was actually on my roster. Just one of the things we're factoring in. It might be another running back receiver duo here, and in hopes that I can lock in a kicker and defense before the next round. It might be tough. I might be cutting it pretty close. But since I have 3 top running backs, I also need 3 solid backups. You never know. The beautiful thing about the flex, though, is that I can also put a running back there, I can put a receiver there, or a tight end. So I do have a little bit of grace there, but I probably want to have at least 2 by 2, 2 solid receivers, 2 solid running backs as my backup before I go to kicker and defense. defense. I can't forget I gotta get a tight end too. So let's see. Jaylen Warren is questionable right now for Pittsburgh. That's why um, Najee Harris has the starting position, and he's questionable. Why? We're gonna click on his name. Hamstring. Woo! Those we don't mess around with. So we still have Ezekiel Elliott. We got Chuba Hubbard. We got Tony Pollard. Flip the coin on who's gonna have a breakout year for them. I mean, honestly, this could be a situation where I go ahead and pick Tajee Spears and Tony Pollard. But the only reason why I wouldn't do that is because they both have a bye week in week 5. Any of my starters have a bye week that same week, I'm in trouble. So I probably wouldn't pick those two together. Devin Singletary, he is a starting running back for the Giants. So we'll see there. How slim are we getting at receiver? Pretty thin, all things considered. Alrighty. Keon Coleman, a rookie. I'm probably going to trust a running back who doesn't have any distractions. I mean, the thing about Devin Singletary is like the offensive line for the Giants is pretty weak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks under 10 points. Oh my gosh. And how about Zeke? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So roll the dice. Zach Moss. Scan dicey. Countdown. I'm gonna have to go with Devin Singletary. So just for cross references, I mean Chuba Hubbard kind of the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit less. Okay. But that's fine. Should I go with the third running back? I mean, receivers, I feel like I have almost nobody. I'm going to actually throw a little bit of a wrinkle here. I do like Jacoby Myers. I mean, you have 2 quarterbacks who want to get him the football, right? And with Devontae Adams being questionable with his health, I think Jacoby Myers is going to have a pretty big season. Jordan Addison, also questionable. Ankle. Ooh, he was carted off the field. The rookie or Jacoby Myers? I gotta go with Jacoby Myers. So that's that. And now I'm gonna try and get a defense and a kicker. Hopefully Justin Tucker is still available. We know he's a future Hall of Famer. That would be love. That would be absolute beauty if I can get him. If not, there's other kickers there. I'll probably, if I can't get Justin Tucker and a solid defense, I'll probably continue to build up my bench and then pick up my kicker, defense, quarterback, tight end towards the end of the round. Tight end, nobody's really picking these guys because they don't have them on their radar. Unfortunately, people just don't think like that. But Pat Freiermuth, hopefully, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson will be able to get him the football. Dalton Schultz, I know CJ Stroud will find a way to get him involved. And if, like I said before, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, Tyler Conklin, although he didn't have a big year last year, these numbers may truly double with Aaron Rodgers in the picture. So we shall see. Quarterback, can't forget. You definitely want to back up who's reliable, and we know Jared Goff can be that guy for our team. Matthew Stafford, as well as Trevor Lawrence. Caleb Williams, people, they got a lot of hype surrounding him right now. So definitely a quarterback that, he's projected to put up more points than Jared Goff, who went to the NFC Championship game, and Matthew Stafford, okay? The rookie, all right? Off of a few preseason games, catapulted into higher projection than seasoned vets. So if you want to have some youth and some excitement on your team, Caleb Williams wouldn't be a bad backup to draft. I'm not going to draft him this high personally. I know some people who will. Nothing wrong with that. But next up, I'm going to try and go for my kicker and defense. And I know it's going to be hard because everybody has their eye on Justin Tucker, and it looks like he's already been taken off the board. Justin Tucker. Of course he has. Let's see. When did they pick him up? I last selected, who did I pick? Brian Robinson. Looks like Tucker's gone. Yeah, Harrison. But yeah, he's gone. Look at that. They took him. They took him. So it is what it is. I mean, who did I get? I got Devon Singletary, a starting running back, and Jacoby Myers, who's going to be a premier second target for the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'll get kickers, right? Dallas kickers. I saw Jake Elliott, who hit like a 60-yarder at Philly. Greg Zuerlein, Fairbairn on teams that want to make it to the postseason. For defense, I got the Jets, I got the Steelers, I got the Dolphins. Still really solid picks. Yeah, so I'm not too worried right now. Steelers, Dolphins, and we gotta look at the new dynamic kickoff. So special teams might play a huge role this year in helping you in the fantasy football points. If you get a kickoff return for a touchdown, that counts for your defense/special teams. So which one of these teams I feel may have the most explosive and dynamic special teams? Ooh, I might have to say the 49ers, right? I have to say the 49ers. And then they had that player that just got shot in the chest in an attempted robbery of his Rolex. He might be trying to run for their lives on the field this year. Jets defense, they got a lot of youth back there, so Sauce Gardner cooking it up. Now I will need a flex and a tight end, but like I said before, I can put a. Ooh, I could draft Chubba Hubbard as my flex. I really want to do that. I'm gonna do that. To have a top kicker still available? Yeah, Jake Elliott. I'll choose Jake. Who's gonna kick more field goals though, Jake or Brandon? All right, let's see. What are we looking at for kickers? Under 10 as well. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 for whoever that was, Jake. Brandon. Hurry up. Countdown is gone. Okay, 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, it's tied. Greg Zuerlein. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh. How about Fairbairn? All right, we gotta do Dallas or Jake. Philly. I'm gonna go with Brandon Aubrey. Just because I haven't chosen my any team yet. Cool. I got my kicker. And I got Chubba Hubbard. That's an awesome flex pickup. I'm sorry. That's really cool. To have a starting, I still got 2 receivers, right? Godwin and Myers, yeah. So I got my 2 receivers to back up my starters, and I got my 3 running backs. Brian Robinson Jr., Devon Singletary, and Chubba Hubbard. My gosh, that's good. Defense, man, we're loaded. All right, so now I get to pick a defense and maybe a quarterback. I feel like I'm not too worried about quarterback at all. Somebody picked Jared Goff, they did. That's fine. Matthew Stafford also still reliable. Deshaun Watson, I'll take. Geno Smith, he's accurate. Defense, we still got like the top 4 defenses on the board. Now we are picking in 1, 2, 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks to get the top 4 defenses off the board. I like my chances. All right, 1 is gone. We still got 3. Come on. That's the only thing about drafting the defense is late. Usually everybody is. So if you instead of an auto pick, they might just take the best defense off the board. Let's see. The last 130 points left are the Jets. Everybody else under 120. Lions defense might be a sleeper. I think the Bears defense is also going to have a big year. They're going to be playing some inspired football in every phase of the ball. I mean, they got a new quarterback. They got a rookie, Rome Odunze. They got DeAndre Swift. They got the veteran Keenan Allen. They got DJ Moore back. Like, they're going to be fired. That defense is going to be fired up. I'm telling you. They're going to be fired up. And especially with what I saw and how they played the preseason game. I mean, they are ready to make a statement. And, they're the type of players like probably preparing for that cold weather. So if you go to Chicago, you better be ready to get punched in the mouth because it's not going to be an easy walk this year, especially if Caleb wins because they're healthy and make those spectacular plays that we know he's capable of making. Watch out for the Bears defense. They're going to be coming at you like the old school Bears. So we'll see. All right, so moment of truth. Dolphins. Woohoo! I have to get defense at the tight end for real. My guys are still here. All right, defense, defense, defense. So I picked up the Jets, the Dolphins, or the Bears. I mean, the Jets. I mean, the Dolphins, bro. Let me get my tight end because I'm gonna need some more time for my defense. I'm gonna go with Dalton Schultz. I don't think, yeah, that any quarterback from Pittsburgh's gonna be able to get them the ball. I'm gonna go with Dalton Schultz. I probably should have picked up Conklin because I think Aaron Rodgers will find a way to get him involved. Defense time. Jets. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Come on. Under 10 points. Hurry up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dolphins. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no. Saints. Just for good measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yo, we're going Jets, baby. Let's go. The Jets, my boy. And last but not least, we got the quarterback. Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford. Absolute no to Daniel Jones. Geno Smith. Derek Carr. Okay, we're talking about guys who we believe if my quarterback goes down, I can plug in this quarterback and my team continues to have great success. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who do I believe can do that for my team? Let me unqueue all positions that I don't need. And here are my top 5 backups with who is left available. Okay, Deshaun Watson. You may not like him, but he finds a way to win. Out for the majority of the season. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyren Williams, right? Want to show that Super Bowl wasn't a fluke. Only missed 3 weeks and had a total of 4 weeks under 10 points. Wow. That is a solid pickup. Can we just get rid of Deshaun Watson? Baker Mayfield. Say what you want about Baker, but he is a Buccaneer through and through. 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. Wow, he's right there with Matthew Stafford. I actually projected to do a little bit higher. So he had how many weeks? 1, 2, 3. Wow, they're tied at 4. How about Geno Smith? Can Geno Smith do better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, he can't. Remove Geno off the board. Derek Carr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remove Derek Carr off the board. So Matthew Stafford of Baker Mayfield. Matthew Stafford, let's review. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyren Williams. Baker Mayfield, Ricard White, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. Whoa, each have 3 targets, 2 receivers, and a running back. The Rams or the Buccaneers. It's a 5-point difference in projected fantasy points. Who would I feel the most confident in leading my team if my quarterback went down? I would have to say Matthew Stafford. And that is it. That's my team, guys. This is the 3 running backs, first 3 top running backs who you like at the RB1, RB2 on the flex, then top 2 receivers available, Nico Collins, DJ Moore. Then we go with the quarterback, CJ Stroud. Tight end next, George Kittle. We got to go with the quarterback's best friend, the tight end. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. That's incredible. Okay. Then after that, we go receiver, running back, and then running back, receiver, however you want to do it. But Chris Godwin, the second option on offense for Tampa Bay, is our backup. Brian Robinson, probably the number one option on offense for Washington. They're probably going to play through him. Devin Singletary as well. Giants football is predicated off of the play action, so it means the running back needs to have success. Jacoby Myers, that second option as well on offense for the Raiders, behind Devontae Adams. Chuba Hubbard, the starting premier back for the Panthers. Then we got Brandon Aubrey, solid kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to need him. Dalton Schultz, the starting tight end for the Houston Texans. The New York Jets, and routing us out, the veteran Matthew Stafford, quarterback for the Rams. And that is a solid team. It may honestly be the best, one of the best teams I've drafted so far. The only question marks that I feel could be are right here at Nico Collins and DJ Moore. And the reason is because you're not like a Justin Jefferson or a Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? They're like that tier 2 level, okay? So they're not the Lamborghini or the Ferrari, but they're like, you know, Scat Pack Dodge Charger. You see it on the street, you're like, yo, that car is tough, right? Or some would call them like a solid, you know, M3 BMW, right? You know, a nice Mercedes Benz, right? So hey, these could be my G wagons, okay? They right there, right? At being, you know, where I want them to be. So not to compare them to cars, but you know, at the same time, like Nico Collins, top target for CJ Stroud. So anytime CJ throws to Nico, they both get points. DJ Moore, probably a solid target for Caleb Williams. I mean, he had that relationship more with Justin Fields, but I believe he'll build that chemistry with Caleb and he'll find a way to get him going. Probably going to be targeting Roma Dunze because they're both rookies, but I believe DJ Moore will get his touches. But if I have any situation where I need to put a backup in, Chris Godwin starts popping off. I mean, it's less than a 1 point spread between Chris Godwin and Nico, right? Less than a 1 point spread between DJ Moore and Chris Godwin, right? He's actually projected to do higher, so that's once again, matchup plays a role. Okay, Tampa versus Washington, right? He's going up against that defense. DJ Moore playing against Tennessee. I think it's break even. Jacoby Myers playing against the Chargers at 11.1. We got to see how much touches he does get first before I just put him into starting role. But really, really solid team. I mean, almost every single person projected to do over 10 points, with the exception of the Jets going up against San Francisco. They're probably going to have a hard time out the gate, but I believe longevity throughout the duration of the season. I stick with them and I'm patient. The Jets will turn a profit. And we know Brandon Aubrey is going to need to be making field goals for the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm projected average, let's see, 129, but it looks like projection week 1, 123, pretty solid. Would love to see a 125 and up, but 123.8, not bad at all. And now that ESPN does do, you know, a draft grade and whatnot, if you care about that type of stuff, don't let it get to your head. But we'll see if the app is updated. And it has draft results. Looks like my grade is an A, bro. I wish I had my camera. My draft report card for Ismula live on Twitch team is an A. This honestly might be, bro, this is the first A that I got throughout this entire draft. I mean, good things happen when I stream, I tell you. You guys are my good luck charm or something. Last time, I got like 10 instant commits at USC. Now I got my first A on my draft report card, live on Twitch, about to go up on YouTube. I'm telling you, that 3 running back strategy works. And I got my first A out of it. I think having the first pick in the draft definitely helps because I can pick players back to back. So if you're in a 10-man league, push for that number 1 spot. But yeah, I mean, all the other drafts that I did, the same strategy I got to be in, even in my money league or the high point scoring league. But yeah, I got my first A of the season. That's incredible. Your team could finish first. Keep an eye out on injuries because that could affect your finish throughout the season. Absolutely. But yeah, my strengths are the running back, weaknesses are wide receivers. We know what the weaknesses are. So if we're going up against a team that has, let's say, Justin Jefferson or Michael Pittman Jr., we're gonna we're definitely gonna need our guys to step up, but they have the potential to do so. It isn't like, oh my gosh, if I see a Tyreek Hill and a Mike Evans, I like, my team's gonna automatically lose the game. Look at who I got at the running back position in the flex. Like, good luck. You're talking about 17 points projected. That's huge. So wow, that's a first A of the season, and that could not have come at a better time. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'll save that, and you'll see that when the draft comes out. I know tomorrow's the last full day before you can draft, but not necessarily, guys. You can still draft on Thursday before kickoff, so don't miss out on that opportunity. Let's just take a quick look and see who our matchup will be. Week 1, we're going up against Brass Knuckles, and we have about a 3.4 spread on them to win this game. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, CJ Stroud versus Lamar Jackson. Oh boy, his legs can definitely be a factor. Bijan Robinson versus Jonathan Taylor. Solid, but look who he has as his number 2, Jerome Ford. Bro, I got Alvin Kamara against the Carolina Panthers defense. That's food. Okay, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, he's got Aaron Rodgers and probably going to get some targets, but he's going up against San Francisco. They're going to be ready for him. Nico Collins, he's got the Colts. DJ Moore going up against Tennessee Titans. And Marvin Harrison Jr., the rookie, going up against a tough Buffalo team. Yeah, I like my chances. I like my chances a lot. Devontae Smith, he's got a battle with Saquon, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts himself. For the football, James Cook, he knows he's going to get the ball. And he's going against Arizona. Devontae Smith going up against Green Bay. Browns defense going up against Dallas. Jets against San Francisco. Aubrey versus Cameron Dicker. Yeah, it should be a really good game, bro. This is going to be a really good test out of week 1. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Yeah, I like our chances. Team settings. Is Moolah live on Twitch team? Yes, sir. Change team logo. What is it going to be? We live on Twitch. I mean, I got my first A, so crown me. Crown me. That's what it is for now. That's what came to my head. Crown me. Or Thanos. I am inevitable. Ooh, that was from scratch. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I am inevitable. Stop playing. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. Creep show. It's funny. Is Moolah live on Twitch? Oh, we should probably put the ESPN personalities. Who I sound like? Louis Riddick? Live on Twitch? That kind of looks like me. I got respect for Lou. He keeps it real. Live on Twitch. I ain't gonna talk no smack. I don't got time for that. Alright, I mean, yeah, Louis Riddick, that's fine. Either that or what was it that I had before? Crown Me? Live on Twitch, Crown Me. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I don't want to put nobody else on my thing, so I'm gonna put the Crown Me. ESPN. Crown Me, or maybe I'm in a different stratosphere. Live on Twitch. We lit. I'm gonna go back to Crown Me. I like this one. Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, that's our first A, baby. Crown it. Yes, sir. Edit update. Come on. Change team logo. Okay, choose this logo. What's required? What's going on? Why is it being weird? Technology today. It's got problems with me. He doesn't want to save. Well, I have to do it on my phone then. But this will be my league. Um, this will be my logo for my team when the internet decides to work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that's what's going on. There it is. It had to load a second. Is Moolah live on Twitch team? That's legit, bro. That's sick. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate the time. I mean, look at the bench, bro. My gosh. All right, cool. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. So yeah. So that's the team. I'm gonna see if there's another strategy for you guys. Okay, it looks like this one was also, I don't know what, this looks like it was an auto pick. Yeah, I didn't draft this team. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. Think again. You mad, bro? Another team that I didn't draft. I could tell by the lineup or software. That's a W. I think I drafted this team. Okay, I think this strategy. Not sure. It's tough to tell. I think I did like 2 running backs, and I did like a receiver, then a quarterback. Not really sure. But yeah, so that's this one. Ice Cold Veins, another one I did. I got a lot of teams, y'all. But yeah, so that was the first strategy. And I will definitely, tune into my next video where I go over another strategy for y'all. And I'll just take the time and filter through my picks and my teams to show you, okay, this is the team that I have this current strategy for. Let's see if I can duplicate it. And that's what it's all about, just trying to duplicate what works as best as you can. That's where I feel like you're gonna have the most success. And this was a pretty good example. This strategy here, it's a standard pro point scoring league. I don't remember what pick I had in the draft, but I did 2 running backs, then 2 receivers, then a quarterback, then tight end. I might have even gotten like Michael Pittman next, maybe. Yeah, I think I did 2. Yeah, I think I did 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Then I did a flex, Michael Pittman. Then I did quarterback, tight end. Yeah, so that's also a strategy you can do. And I think my team is pretty rounded out as well. 120 projected week 1. I love these numbers though. A lot of people over 15, like 14, 15. That's all good stuff. So, but we'll go into that in depth. Just want to at least get the one video out for you guys, so you guys can start comparing, seeing if it works. Try it on some mock drafts, see where you land. Try different drafts that have you at first round pick, 4th round pick, even the 8th round pick, and see if that works for you. Looks like if you get back-to-back picks, that's a best case scenario landing spot for you for this strategy, but don't be scared to use it if you're in the middle of the pack as well. This is Ismail TV on Twitch. Peace.